Welcome to Gems of Knowledge with your host David Bellman and Justin Krall. Each week, our experts will answer all of your jewelry questions with Rachel Putney, our social media maven, who will relay your questions to our experts. And now, here's your host, David Bellman.
Hi, this is David Bellman with Gems of Knowledge. Today, myself and Rachel and Justin, we're going to talk about some of the jewelry scams that are out there to help inform you as to what to look for when you're shopping for a diamond, and some of the things that jewelers can do that maybe you don't understand and would be confused by, and kind of works to their advantage when they're shopping around. So, first let me introduce you. Rachel, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Justin, you're here.
Dave, good to be back.
All right, good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Won't make any fun about the fact you're not wearing your sunglasses today.
The bags under my eyes.
Where are they?
Yeah. Anyway, it's a family business here. What can I tell you? Let's talk about the first scam, which is honestly education, and that which isn't a scam. But I mean, it's the first thing that's most important, don't you think, when you're out shopping
That's
for a
how
diamond?
you get scammed, is if you're not educated.
Thank you for clearing that up for me. She's right.
Yeah.
And just by chance, I happen to have made a series of videos that will help consumers who are out there like yourselves, who may want to be completely and totally educated about how to buy a diamond. And so I started a school called Cool School University, which you can find on coolschooluniversity.com. And what it does is it not only teaches you all the things that you need to know about the 4 C's, but if you hang in there and go through all the episodes, and I'm just saying this because it's really important, if you go through and you listen to all the episodes, the ones at the end are the ones that talk about the things that are most important, like what we're going to talk about in a minute: stones that are fracture-filled, naturals, laser drill holes, all these things that nobody knows about. These are the things that really you get caught on. So just knowing the 4 C's isn't enough. You need to know everything. And if you go through the whole series of videos, you will become completely and totally educated, almost to the extent that you will know more about jewelry than the people selling it to you.
And it's free for them, right?
Absolutely free. Thank you very much for mentioning that as well. Yep. No, it's a free service. I just want people, it doesn't matter if you come and shoot, we shot these videos here. It doesn't matter if you want to come to our store to buy the diamonds or anywhere in the country. That's not what the series is about. The series is about purely educating people and make sure that they're getting the most money for the dollar that they're spending. That's all.
Yeah, even if they're not in the market for a diamond right now, going through the program is pretty cool, no pun intended.
No, that's the whole idea.
Good one.
It's a lot of fun, and maybe we'll do an episode about it in the future, and we'll run some of the pieces of the video from it that people get a sense for that.
Yeah.
So that's number one. Number one is education is key, but there are a few other things you want to be careful about, and one of those is certificates. And Justin and I have been talking about this for years, and Rachel knows how important they are. You want to talk about the different certificates and what they mean?
Sure. So the absolute number one on the list, the gold standard in the industry for diamond certificates is GIA.
Yep.
And it's actually a little misnomer. Most people call them certificates, but GIA does not issue a certificate.
Okay.
They issue a diamond report.
Okay.
So these reports are strictly the color, clarity, carat weight, cut, proportions, fluorescence, all information about the diamond. So then you can compare apples to apples when you're out there diamond shopping. The thing about these reports, the ones that are worth anything, don't mention price. Has nothing to do with the price. It's just quality.
Well, let's talk about that, because that in and of itself is a huge problem in our industry.
That's right.
There are groups out there, companies, that will make documents that look like they're certificates from GIA, EGL, or any of these other companies. So they have the look of a certificate with all the dimensions and everything on it. Then what they do is they put a value in that document, and it turns from a report into what?
An appraisal.
An appraisal. And when you go from a report to an appraisal, when you go into the appraisal realm, there's no rules. You can write anything that you want. You don't have to hold yourself to any standard as far as credibility or ability to do that kind of work. And it's a really big problem. So the number one thing that you want to look out for when you're shopping, if they hand you something that's laminated, and even if they tell you it's certified, if there's a price or a value on there, all bets are off. It's not a certificate.
Yeah, if you really want to just avoid all the problems and headaches with any of these certificates, just stick with the Gemological Institute of America, GIA, Diamond Report.
Yep.
It'll give you all the information.
And there are two more. Let's mention the other two. They're not as strict as GIA, but let's just throw them out there just so they know.
Well, you got EGL,
Yep.
the European Gemological Laboratory, which this one is a little tricky. GIA has 2 locations. Well, in the United States, at least 2 locations, New York and California. And they're going to be the same. It's the same company. EGL franchises their labs, and they're not all the same. Do you want to go into a little bit?
Why don't we just leave it because of time purposes? We'll just say EGL USA is pretty decent. They do a decent job. And if it says anything EGL anyplace else in the world, probably wouldn't be as decent. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it's the ones from overseas are pretty much not worth the paper they're written on.
Okay, well, at least you could at least be honest about it. Come on. I mean, I really feel. And just real quick, let's just go over AGS. AGS isn't so bad. They're pretty accurate.
They're very accurate. They also their cut grade.
Yeah.
They were doing it before GIA started doing their cut grade.
That's true.
And they have a number rating versus a excellent, very good, good, fair. They have zeros.
Yep.
So if you were to get the best cut grade, polish, symmetry, and proportions, you would have a 000.
Yep.
The thing on a wholesale level, the dealers, like when we go to buy an AGS stone, the people that are going to buy them from us are going to buy them 1 color grade lower. The clarity is right on, but if it's an I, they buy it as a J.
But if it's GIA, you can just send them a picture of the cert.
That's
and
it. Right.
They'll buy it exactly as it says.
Yeah, exactly. AGS is going to be one color grade for whatever reason, because they're not as strict on color.
Well, that's a little inside baseball for our viewers to know, right? When they're shopping around. This is the type of information you are not going to get anyplace else. All right. So, half off sales. I mean, we won't spend a whole lot of time on this, but it's a joke.
There's a store on 47th Street that's been going out of business for 40 years.
That's a crime. That's criminal.
It is, but they get away with it.
Yep. Well, it all depends on the laws of the states. Believe it or not, the laws in each state regulate how long you can do a sale for. In New Hampshire, it's like 28 days. So what they'll do is they'll do a 50% off sale for 28 days, then for 1 day, no sale, and then they'll do another 50% off for another 28 days. I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke. So when you're in the mall or shopping around in stores and you're seeing all these posters for 50% off, and it's like that every time you're in the store, what does that tell you? It just tells you that
they're marking it up.
Yep.
And then doing half off, so you're really paying what they wanted to get in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, they can put any price they want and mark it down. That's the bottom line. They can take something that's worth $1,000 that they paid $1,000 for, put a $10,000 tag on it, then knock it 50% of it. I mean, they can make up all the numbers they want.
Right.
You had an example. Tell me about what happened.
I ripped the red sale ticket, the sticker off of the actual tag, and the sale price was more expensive than what it was originally tagged for.
Yeah.
This is the kind of crap that's going on.
Yeah, and the malls are all about impulse shopping, pushing the financing, 0% interest for 6 months, and then it's 98% after that.
Yep.
It's brutal. It's brutal. And they don't sell GIA certs. They don't.
No. They couldn't. They couldn't stay in business because they'd have to be.
But they use the GIA scale.
Oh, sure. There's no law against that.
That's a whole show. We could talk about how people use GIA terminology, but they're not selling GIA, and it's a big ripoff off of GIA.
Yeah, if you just look at those certs in a lot of these stores, you'll see that they're really just appraisals, because I think they all have dollar values on them anyway, so they're not certified to begin with. It'll say like IGI, like some type of gem lab on it, but still, it's not legitimate because it has a value on it, and that just knocks it into the appraisal world.
Right. They're using the GIA terminology, but they're not accurately using it.
Yep.
So they're calling it a D when it's really an F. So why don't you just make up your own clarity scale and call it a 2?
Oh, yeah.
Instead of or an A- or whatever. They
used to do that. And you would go from one store to the next and you couldn't compare because everybody had a different grading system. You're probably too young to remember this, but
no.
it's yeah. They used to be
Pearls,
like A, B, C.
AAA.
Yeah. They just make up these things, and it would be unique to each store. And then you go from one store to the other, and you couldn't compare qualities because everybody's using a different scale. At least
Right.
people got wise to that, and now they ask for GIA, and that's why they have to kind of use it anyhow.
Right.
'Cause
Like Wesselton and all these names they
Yeah.
would make for the qualities. And
That's right.
GIA was really just genius to start their grading system.
Yeah, no, it works well when it's not being hijacked by these other companies.
Right.
All right, let's talk about the fracture filling. We've talked about that. Oh, well, yeah, let's talk about that. We've talked about fracture filling in the past, but just really quickly, for those of you who haven't heard about it, they can basically, like they do with windshield, you get a little crack in the windshield, the guy comes over, he forces a little bit of gel into the crack, and all of a sudden it disappears, and it doesn't look like the diamond or the windshield was ever dinged or chipped. Well, guess what? They can do the same thing with diamonds. And unfortunately, when they do that, there's no way for the average person to know that it's been done. And the worst part about it is if you ever put any heat to the ring, like if you do any repair work to it, it evaporates after the fact. And then all of a sudden what you thought was like a flawless diamond, now there's just gigantic inclusion in it, and you never knew it was there. Now they're supposed to disclose it, but they don't. So, I mean, you're out there in the buying world. Do you see it very often?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the most common ones, are the fracture filling and laser drilling.
Yeah.
So, you really have to be on your toes when you're buying, because things don't have certificates a lot of times. And then we'll talk about altered certificates in a minute, but it's really when you got to really be careful. This laser drilling, that can get a GIA cert, but fracture filling is so unstable and not permanent that it won't even issue a report on a diamond that's been fracture filled.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's good information to know.
Yeah.
Okay, then the other thing I want to briefly go over was fractional weighting, weights of diamonds. So you go into a store where you're buying a ring, and it's a mass-produced ring, so they're making, say, 1,000 of these rings, and all of a sudden every single ring that comes out of there is exactly half a carat total weight. Well, what they do is when they're manufacturing so many rings at once, they don't sit there and weigh the diamonds individually and figure out the weight for each ring. They just average it out. So they'll take 1,000 rings, they'll put in so many diamonds, and they'll say on average, it won't say this on the ticket, but that's basically what they're doing, is they're just averaging out the weights of all of these rings together. So your ring could be maybe a little over half a carat, maybe yours is a little under, but you never know until you pull.
But they're
all the
not
stones
putting
out.
approximate or estimated or anything?
Nope, and I don't think there's any rules probably out there requiring them to do it, which is how they get away with it.
Wow.
I mean, I've taken rings apart and weighed the rings from 1 carat total weight diamond rings that are not even close to 1 carat total weight.
Yeah.
Right.
So from my understanding, the Federal Trade Commission guidelines state that for single stones, for single stones, which, I mean, if you have a 5-stone band and they're calling it a carat, I think this still applies to that somehow.
Well, you should look into it. You'd like to think so, but this is what I know they're doing it and getting away with it. All the big box stores, when you have 2,000-3,000 stores, you have to put in. You think they're sitting there? Well, we know they're not.
No, they're not. Yeah. But for a single stone, Federal Trade Commission guidelines state that in order for anyone to call a single stone a carat or a half carat or whatever, like for a carat, for example, it has to weigh on a diamond scale. So a carat is a form of weight. It's a measurement of weight. And on a diamond scale, it has to weigh 0.99, and the thousandth of a carat has to say 999. If it says 998, it's not a 1 carat. It has to say so. That's a technical definition of a 1 carat can weigh 0.999.
Yeah, I think that's when it gets to total weights that they don't really address. It's the adding up of multiple stones.
Right.
That they get into trouble.
Right.
And all right, so let's talk about altered certificates, because this is something that we don't see a lot of, but it could be a major problem in the future. Anybody with a computer program called InDesign, for example, could, if you have some experience with it, you could sit down and put together a document that looks exactly like a GIA or EGL certificate, and you could print it up on your home printer and then take it out and laminate it.
So my question is on GIA and those websites, you can type in the diamond report number, and the report will come up right online. Are they finding a stone similar like that report and using that number, or are they just making up a number where if I were to type it into the website, it just would not be found?
See, here's the problem. How many people know you can do that? Nobody. Nobody knows. I mean, we know. We're in the industry. We do it all day long, so we know we can do it.
Right.
But you think the average person who just bought a diamond is going to say, oh, geez, I think I'll go on the internet and look it up and find it. They don't even think it's out there. They don't know it's out there.
Right.
Well, aren't you referring to like people that are trying to scam people will get a similar diamond and say that this is the cert number?
Like, I guess, like, what I was thinking is this, like, someone coming in to sell their diamond, bringing in a 1 carat stone with a cert.
Well, we'd know how to look at and check it out to see if it was a scam. I'm more concerned about the average retail person who's buying a diamond from a unscrupulous dealer, and the guy says, yeah, here's a GI certificate with this diamond.
And then they're selling that diamond with that cert.
Yeah. And
That's
they
true.
don't know any better. They don't know that they can go and check and double check to see if if the cert goes with the diamond. They have no idea.
Right.
No idea. They just say, oh, wow, I got a GI cert. And then they take it to, like us, and then we look it up and say, oh, hey,
Right.
you're out of luck. This is not an actual legitimate cert. This is just somebody made
one at home.
Yeah.
And how about the one where people will have a diamond, they'll show a real certificate, sell the diamond along with the certificate as a matching diamond report, and it's not the actual stone.
Same thing, same idea.
Yeah.
Same idea. Switching stones and certificates, mixing things up, sometimes by accident, but a lot of times,
Right.
They know exactly what they're doing.
Right.
And again, the average person wouldn't necessarily know that certificate actually matches that exact diamond because it's not easy to tell. The measurements have to be perfect. You got to know how to judge the color and clarity, right? How else are you going to do it?
Right. Measurements could be same. The color could be similar but lower. It's a big deal.
Exactly. All right. And the old switcheroo scam, something that K Jewelers got busted for not too long ago.
What, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, people would bring in a diamond for repair. The person working there, unknown.
I did read a huge article on that.
Was it like a corporate was doing it or an employee?
Yeah, I think it was an employee kind of a thing, but it all goes up to the top. It doesn't matter.
Right.
If the people you have working for you can't be trusted,
Right.
then you've got to take responsibility for it.
And they weren't even switching it. I don't think they were switching it with diames.
Oh,
I think they were
jeez.
switching it with, like, moissanite.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yep.
not good.
No, and that's...
Imagine that family heirloom or something, and you go into caves to get it repaired, and
Right.
then it's gone.
And even when they do get caught doing that, the person's still not going to get their same stone back.
No, it's
I
gone
mean, that's
forever.
gone.
Hey, maybe you can bring in a ring that's moissanite and you'll get it switched for a real diamond.
Good one, Howard.
Keep Howard in the booth, okay?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, and on that happy note, let's do a little jewelry smackdown. We haven't done that in a while, and
We
I know
haven't.
Sweet.
and we know that it's always a lot of fun. And
Let's do
I
it.
picked some good ones.
did you? Okay,
I think
because
so.
I don't even know who these people are. So go ahead and
That is a beautiful stone.
what is it? Do we know?
Sapphire.
Sapphire.
Could have been a blue diamend. I don't know.
Well,
That's not a
I don't
blue
think it would have been
diamond.
cut like that.
Yeah.
But I mean that if that has a lab report saying cashmere unheated or even Burma no heat, that thing is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yep. It's got to be 30 carats plus.
Yeah.
That's actually a really nice design on the necklace too. Whoever put that together with that stone did a really great job of putting it all together.
Agreed.
Any idea who made it?
I don't.
Okay.
I'll
Well,
have to look that up.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, she wears it well too.
Carrie
Oh, boy.
Underwood.
I see. Now that looks like a piece from like a Harry Winston or someone like that.
Over the top.
It is over the top, but I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah. It's a little I mean that style is a little
Old.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dated.
Yeah.
But Carrie Underwood can pull anything off.
Oh, jeez. Is that who that is?
Come on.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I suppose
Look
so.
at her.
I
Yeah.
mean, it is a stunning piece. It's but it is
Just not an everyday
a little older
thing.
style.
Yeah, it's just old, man. And like the last piece we just saw, that was beautiful, contemporary, a lot of open
Yeah.
pieces
Right.
to it. Open space. This is all just like a bunch of little diamonds clustered together. That's old school, man. And I'm old school, so I know what I'm talking about. All right.
Okay, so
AP.
this is Conor McGregor and his
Really?
girlfriend. They both have
Royal Oak Offshore. These are the hottest watches right
what
now.
would
Who?
those
What?
go for? Conor McGregor?
Yeah, no, I know who that. I'm
okay.
saying the watch brand. What's it called?
Audemars
Audemars.
PJ.
Audemars. Okay, I thought you said something else.
Yeah,
AP.
so AP. They're the brand, and the model is Royal Oak Offshore, and this is one of their. Obviously, if that's all factory, that's big.
That's what I was
bucks.
gonna
But
ask.
that men's. I mean, I don't know, but that's got to be over $250,000.
And you know what the real sad part is? I'll bet you any money they said, here, we'll give you these 2 watches if you take a picture and put them out on Twitter. Swear to God.
You
I-
think? I don't know.
I don't
That's
know.
a lot of money.
He has so many watches. I swear, every time I see a new picture of him, like on Instagram,
Yep.
he's wearing something different.
And how many followers do they have on Instagram?
Oh God!
Exactly. Go ahead.
I will
See, that's
tell
what I'm
you right
talking
now.
about. I'll bet you
I love both of them.
How many do we have?
not enough to get free watches, I can tell you that.
Damn it.
Conor
might
McGregor
get a
has
Timex.
16.3 million followers.
See that? See that?
And his girlfriend has 798,000.
Wow. Well, I know why he got the big one. Maybe they had to
Yeah.
pay a few bucks for hers, but that's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Yeah.
17 million people.
And
Bam.
he's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger now that
Yep.
this fight is coming up.
Oh, that's right. Well, that's going to be a huge cash out.
Oh, yeah.
And if you want to waste $100 to watch it, all 5 seconds of it, be my guest, because I wouldn't
I'll
waste
watch
a
it
dime.
when it goes on YouTube.
Oh man,
There
look
you
at
go.
that piece.
I love that.
Yeah, look at that sapphire. Sapphires are my favorite, one of my favorite stones
Yeah.
by far.
Me too. Sapphires and diamonds.
But what do you think
Sapphire
about the
diamonds.
style, the hanging down like
Love
that?
it.
Really?
That
Yeah.
long look
When you're
is
wearing
in
something
style.
high neck like that, you can't wear
something short.
like a
Oh.
choker style necklace. You got to wear something like that.
Yeah.
And it's got part like a kind of Art Deco look. That sapphire and diamond Art Deco look is always in style, and it's always sought after.
Yep. All right, let's do another one. Oh boy, it's rapper time. And who do we?
Wow.
Oh, this is
Kanye West.
Kanye.
Come on, Dave.
But seriously,
For him, it works.
For him, it works.
For his look.
Kanye West can wear, his Yeezy whatever
Yeah.
line. It's literally just like t-shirts with holes in them.
oh yeah,
And he wears that and he pulls it off.
How
Yeah.
much do you think that thing weighs?
it's got to
Oh,
be 400 or
God.
500 grams.
We've had chains like that dozens of times.
That thing can lead to back problems.
Yeah, but what a way to go. Yeah, but I mean,
Good one, Howard.
Yeah. Well, he's in shape. He can handle it. I don't get it. That's like
Maybe it's hollow.
I doubt it.
what?
No, that doesn't hurt your neck.
Doesn't. All I'm saying is it's just bland. It's just was it a curb link?
That's, that's a curb.
That's the style.
Is it?
Yeah.
I guess they went from rope
I
chains
guess
to
from-
curb link chains. I mean, what's the?
I think all chains are still
Cuban.
in, just not of that size.
No, I just thought this whole gold chain thing was just gone completely out of the.
But you're wearing one.
Well,
No, I mean like from a rapper point of view, big giant gold
Oh.
pieces. It
did
just seems
that
like
ever go out?
It's never gone out.
I don't-
You should
Okay.
see the pendants that they wear on these chains.
yeah. No, I used to see them. I just didn't know that they're still doing it.
I mean,
All right, I don't even know if this is a celebrity, but look
Yeah,
at that.
We can smack them down
necklace.
anyway.
It is so ugly, but so cool.
I'll tell you, anything to do
With
with
animals.
animals, bugs, any kind of living creature always sells on the estate.
I swear
side.
the second we get like anything to do with cats, it is gone
There's
in
so
2
many
seconds.
Crazy cat people. It's
Yeah.
they just scoop it up, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Cats and dogs, they love those animals more than their own kids. So
That's so true.
that's no surprise. Well, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was.
You did some really good ones this week, and I liked
Thank
it.
you.
Liked it very much. And
Yeah.
really, we went way over our time. We were hoping to keep it around 20 minutes. I think we've gone a bit over, but that's all right. We had a good time with it.
Absolutely.
And we shared a lot of really good information with everyone, and I hope you appreciate it. And we'll be back again next week on our new day, which is Wednesday. And we look forward to seeing you in the next show. Thanks.
Awesome. Great show, Dave.
Thank you.
Good job,
All right.
Rach.
You too.